All right.
You see?
Can you get a little closer?
There you go.
Buffy.
You want to show Buffy?
I know.
There's Buffy.
There's Buffy. Okay, let's see.
You see Buffy?
See
There's Buffy.
Yeah,
Okay, you satisfied now?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Let me try to look like again on there. For some reason, I just don't like the way my hair is or something.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Can we erase it?
Can I talk now, huh?
Yeah, can we erase it and make a new one?
No, we're not going to do that.
I don't like the ones that are on
Well,
there.
okay, but
The first one's all right, but
I guess we have to wait till she stops talking.
all right.
Okay, well, might have a little leeway today. Had a little meeting out there by the mailboxes about, situation with the apartments. And, well, I kind of already knew it myself, but I knew it for a different reason. But that 20-day thing wasn't any good anyway. Well, for my reason is simply they voided the lease some years back. They went and changed the way they wanted to deal with the cars. They ignored any rights we had in that change involving our lease. They just forced it on us. By doing it that way, they voided the whole lease. So these new owners that were specifically said they were basing it on that lease, well, that's no good. Now, I've heard from other people it's no good for another reason, but it doesn't matter. Either way, it's no good. And talked to a couple of influential people here today. They came. The one lady said she's been doing this kind of thing for like 18 years. And, well, I happened to catch a time where I could talk to the other gentleman and let him know about my lawsuit. And I told him I kind of tried to tell the people when I first got out there that what I had would solve this problem, but they weren't listening. They just, all teed up about what's going on right at that moment, and they didn't want to listen. We need to talk about what's going on now. Well, they weren't getting it. That the lawsuit I got will produce the money that will solve all this problem. Anyways, the gentleman talked to he caught on right away. I mean, they're the ones that have the influence. They know the lawyers and all that kind of thing, and he knew exactly. I mean, near the end of the meeting, at one point, he was walking me over to the lady he came from, who did a lot of the speaking and everything. And we hadn't even gotten, maybe still had 10, 15 feet between us, and he just said to her, "He's the money." Yeah, I got a pretty dang good lawsuit, yeah, that's for sure. But what I'm hoping is that when the world finds out exactly what was done to me and my lady, that maybe they could send in their support. One, of course, for our situation here at the apartment complex. But in my mind, that's just spit in the ocean to what I can do. The lawsuit alone and helping around the world, one, I'll use a little bit to take care of this problem here. And the rest of it's going to go to my research center. And I'm going to make sure, like I've said before, every piece of the puzzle will be at their disposal. I don't care if I got a few extra pieces as well, just in case, They're likely going to be on the outskirts. They're not going to muddy the water or anything or interfere. But as long as they got all the pieces of the puzzle right there at their disposal, things are going to start clicking. They're going to see where things connect, where the dots come together. And I firm believe with all the pieces at their disposal, the solution is going to come a whole lot quicker. And especially for my lady, I'm certain, because I'm going to make sure there's extra attention putting on her particular ailment. I mean, hey, the people who suffer from schizoaffective disorder, excuse me, they're living in hell. They certainly are. I mean, it's just the most evil disorder there is on this world. It's the almost evil thing there is on this world. Our attention with some of these other factions around the world that want to cause trouble and whatnot. Yeah, they're an evil, but they're the misdirection. That's what they are. They're the misdirection. We need to get our attention straight onto mental illness. This is where it's been meant to be all along. It is exactly what the devil is representing in the Bible. And the demons as such, as said before, are the various mental disorders. You could probably slip in the head injury cases that can cause some of these things as well. Like myself, I was had a seizure my first night in the airport, right? Spent all that time psyching myself up to join the Air Force, and finally do, and that first night I had a seizure. And they told me they couldn't tell me if it was born with it or a blow to the head did it. Well, falling out of that upper bunk at about 3 on the concrete floor, well, that probably is what did it. But again, I'm only guessing. There's no way I can prove that in any way, shape, or form. But it is the most likely possibility. But anyways, it was real inspiring today. It really was. That finally find somebody that understood exactly what I was talking about. My lady's son, he doesn't think I got anything. He thinks I'm just making all this up or something. I don't know what it is he thinks, but he didn't think I stand a chance in hell. Well, I guarantee you I do. Every single aspect of the excuse me, I'm being interrupted again. Every single aspect of the criminal justice system did me an extreme wrong. And I'm not necessarily saying I'm going to change the system as such, but I am definitely going to put the stops in that need to be there to prevent this from ever happening again. One of the positions I'm talking about is there's going to be somebody in the court that their sole job is to double check that what goes into the computer in somebody's criminal history matches what they signed. So she's going to have that hard copy and she's going to be matching it up with what's in the computer. And this will be a federal person. They will not answer to anybody in that court building whatsoever. They will be a federal employee. So they don't have to worry about someone, hey, if you want to keep your job, you got to do this. We ain't got to worry about any of that kind of weird shit. So that's one idea. Now, every step of the way, if it comes to taking somebody's rights away, well, excuse me, they're natural thing. Every single level has to double check before those rights are actually taken away. And that means climbing that ladder all the way up federal government. And the last line there, that federal government, doesn't matter if there's a half a dozen people already said, yeah, it's all good, it's all good. Yeah, that federal government's going to say it too. So it ain't going to be missed anywhere along the line. Everything's going to be double checked with that hard copy. Matter of fact, what I intended is that they're going to take a picture of that hard copy, and that's going to be in that file. So that even if the cops in patrol, when they go into their computer in the car, bring it up. If there's a charge there on somebody, the hard copy that they signed saying they agreed to it is going to be there as well. So if there's no hard copy with it, don't believe what you're reading. You cannot go by it, cannot trust it. So maybe it's going to cost a little bit for the government to add all that in. But if you ain't got that hard copy with that signature to go with that charge, you cannot believe the charge. And I meant to go longer here, but my lady, once she gets something in her mind, that's it. And if she don't get it, ends up being a big fiasco. So I have to say goodbye now, and I'll try and get back later. I had more I want to tell you, really did. But have a good night.